just say what these are for. My intention is that this become just this moment, this few minutes together where we get to not only encounter love for ourselves, but we create this environment. When we come together with the intention of love, the frequency, and what God is love, y'all, the creator of the universe, however you see him, creator, God, creation, the universe, Jesus, Holy Spirit, I don't even care. All I know is that God is love and love created the universe, right? And so when we come together and our intention is love, y'all, stuff happens. So I fully intend every week that we're going to see things happen here. The thing that you're longing and desiring for is going to come. Like, I'm believing for this room to be such a beautiful sanctuary of love and healing and provision, y'all, that it means something. This few minutes together, as we put our focus and our heart on love together, it's not just for us. And we're creating space. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. Okay, let me see if anybody else needs to come in. I think we're good for right now. Okay, let me move some things around here so I will not forget to look at the participants to make sure I let in everybody who needs to be in. I need one extra arm, I think. It maybe and an extra, just not brain. My brain's real good. It has to do a lot of things on a Saturday morning. Okay, y'all. Welcome. I'm really glad you're here. This is our encounter. This is our second meeting, and I'm so happy to be with you guys. And again, what are we doing? So today, we're going after love doesn't fail. Love just can't fail. And that may be like, okay, yeah, I know, I've heard this, I know this, we've read the scripture, we've sung the song, we went to the conference. Well, you haven't gone to my conference yet, and they will be coming soon. Just love, maybe I'll call it a love mush, a love clobber, a love, if y'all have any ideas, conference, I want it to be real unique, right? Come to Erin's conference. It's called the Love Clobber. That's kind of good. If anybody has any better ideas, put them in the chat. But here's the deal, y'all. Love doesn't fail. So good morning. Good morning, beautiful humans. And I do not say that lightly. I'm really glad you're here. And I love being on this journey with you. And you are, every single one of you, beautiful humans. Okay? Could you just receive that right now? If you were here last week, you already know. This is a place to encounter love. Not just talk about it, not study it from a different distance, right? Actually encounter it. Not from without, not from somewhere out here hoping and praying that we connect with some higher love. No, it's right here. Actually encounter love from right here. That's already yours. It's been yours forever. And if this is your first time, welcome. You landed in the right place. I promise you. So why do we need this? Why does this matter? Especially right now, in this moment of life, where in this season in the world, why is this important, Erin? Why are we doing this? Here's what I believe with everything within me. With everything within me. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. I said it. I believe it. Not almost, not close, exactly. You were meant to be here at this place, at this time, on this particular Saturday morning. Here, but also here. You got it? Like here in this Zoom room, but here in this space, in this season of life. This isn't a coincidence. But it's also not a coincidence that you're here. And I want to say something to you that I mean completely. We need you as you. Yeah, I need you exactly as you are. This room needs you. Not kidding. Not a better version of you. Not the version of you that has it figured out. but you, exactly as you showed up today. The one who doesn't need to be fixed. That's every one of you. You don't actually need to be fixed. Why? Because of the power of love. Y'all, this isn't about performance. It's not about more work. Which brings me to the thing we will come back to every single week. The thing that is the foundation of everything we do here. Love is not just what you say or do. Love is who you are. It's true. And I know what some might be feeling right now. Maybe you don't feel very loving. Maybe you don't feel loved. Maybe love feels far away this morning, like something that belongs to someone else's life. Can I tell you something though? It's okay. That's okay. This love was never meant to be a performance. You might just need to tell yourself that. I do not need to perform for love. It was never supposed to be earned, y'all. Ever. And if you aren't feeling love, it's okay. That's why you're here. Feelings, though, are not the final word on who you are. Yeah, you don't have to feel it for it to be true. Love is still who you are on the hard days, on the numb days, on the days you've been scrolling for an hour and feel worse than when you started. Love is who you are, full stop. And that's exactly what we're starting today, right? My story, I just will give a little bit of a continuation from last week. And like I said, I'm putting them on YouTube. You can watch the replay. It's a great way to share with somebody just this simple love message, right? There was a day, and I remember it, when I made a decision to go after love like nothing I had ever gone after before. And I want to be honest, it wasn't because I had figured something out. It wasn't because I knew what was waiting on the other side. I had no idea love was as awesome as it is. And I didn't know anything about the frequency of love or the energy of love. I didn't understand even the relationship of love as God. Like, God is love. I didn't even know really what that meant. But what I knew was this, that the creator of the universe loved me beyond anything I could fully comprehend. I always knew that. And that had always been true. And something in me knew he was bigger than my ability to screw this thing up. Right? But one day, 3 words landed differently inside of me. I remember, you know, when you've heard something probably 1,000 times, but it isn't yours yet? Like ownership, this was that. Like all of a sudden, love never fails became embodied. Let's call it embodied within me. It took on life. It had a voice. Like it became my normal. Not as theology, not as doctrine, as a signal. Yeah, a signal that said, this is safe. You can trust this. You can build your whole life on this one thing, love. Because up until that point, I'd been running on fear. I talked about that a little bit last week. I've been running on stress and epic performance. Oh my gosh. Trying to be enough, do enough, hold enough together, meet everyone else's expectations. And I got pretty good at it, which is the dangerous part. I'm sure somebody can relate to me right here. And you can sustain that for a long time before it costs you everything. But it wasn't sustainable. And I knew it. And something in me, I knew there had to be another way. I knew there had to be something better. So I hit a crossroad, and I chose love, even though I didn't fully grasp what I already had, so much love I could ever have. I had as much love as I could ever have. I'm telling you right now, you have as much love right now as you will ever have. What? Because God hasn't held back on you even a tiny bit. Did you know that Love goes all in even when you don't. Come on. This is your original nature in union with God. Love went all in. I didn't even have to really accept it, except that now I get to be aware of something that was there all the time. So, what happened after that? I started taking risks I would have never dreamt of before. Not reckless risks, rooted, let's call them rooted risks. Adrian, come on, you know what I'm talking about. Risks that came from a place of knowing I was held, that love wouldn't drop me. And let me just plant a little seed right here. Maybe you know that crossroad. Maybe you're standing at one right now. Maybe. Maybe the thing that brought you here this morning is that somewhere inside you're ready to stop running on fear. And you're wondering if there really is another way. There is. Yay. And you're already in it. And it's already fully in you. So can I just be real for a second? Like, life can feel like a lot. I don't need to name anything that's happening in the world. You already know it. You've already seen it. You've watched the reel, right? You've probably already felt it. That kind of low hum underneath your chest that shows up when you wake up in the morning and reach for your phone. And here's what I've noticed in myself, and maybe you can relate. There's this pull to keep watching, to keep reading, to keep scrolling, to keep numbing, right? Like if I just take in enough information, I'll finally feel okay. Like understanding the chaos will somehow put me above it. So we keep scanning. And all of this keeps our nervous system in a mode of bracing. And what actually happens is we don't feel above it. We feel buried by it. Right? You know what I'm talking about. We've all felt that. And I want to name some of what that feels like. Because I think some of you might be carrying this right now and nobody has said it out loud. And if you're not carrying it, you know someone who is. You know somebody that is. And that's one of the greatest experiences of all. When we realize we don't have to try to work and strive to live above something, that we can just be in the cocoon of love, as I call it, and then be able to give that love to somebody else. Oh my gosh. But sometimes there are moments where there's the anxiety that just doesn't have a name. You're like, I don't even know why I'm stressed out, but I am. I have this anxiety of what's going on in the world. You know, you can't fix it, but there's just this thing, right? Just feels off. It's just there in the background, like a browser tab that won't close. You're like, I'm trying to X you out and you're still there. There's an exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. You rest, but you don't feel recovered, right? There's this creeping sense that the world is unraveling. Actually, had somebody say that last week. I just feel like the world is unraveling around me and it's really freaking me out. And the guilt then that comes with not knowing what to do about it. And there's the judgment, right, of others, of yourself that shows up dressed as concern. Oh my gosh, that was me. I'm just concerned. But no, it was actually judgment of myself. And underneath it, sometimes there's this quiet question, is there any solid ground left? Is there? So how do we live in the world we live in and stay aware of love that can't fail? How do we do that? Can you imagine waking up every single day with this knowing, not just as a belief you hold, but as something you feel? I feel it in my bones, you're about to move. Like you feel it, like it's like, oh. Right? Like if love has no failure rate, love can't fail, then maybe that means I can't fail. Christine, yeah, talking to you. Maybe that means I can't fail. I cannot fail. Not because everything will go perfectly, not because there won't be hard days, not because I don't have what that seems to prove, I don't have that thing to see that seems to prove that I'm a success. I feel like it almost feels like I'm proving that I'm a failure. I'm just asking you to shift your perspective this morning. Can we just shift our perspective to see deeper than your actions, deeper than your words, and this, even deeper than our history? Because the love that is in you and through you, it can't fail. Cannot fail. Cannot fail. Woo. Years ago, I can tell you a little New York City story. New York was a beautiful, beautiful time. And I was honestly working at love. I didn't call it that at the time. I didn't have the language I have now. I was probably striving for love. But if love can't fail, even if I was doing it wrong, which I don't even believe that, but maybe I wasn't as aware as I am now, it wasn't wrong because love can't fail, right? Because we're all working with what we know in the season we're in. Somebody needs to hear that. You're not behind. Nope. And if you hear a voice that says, I just wish I had understand this love thing earlier, it's okay. It's okay. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And what happened in New York City was this. People started gathering in my apartment. A family found each other, not by blood, but by something deeper. I'm talking, we could not have been more different. People carrying years of trauma. People the world had counted out. People that were really disillusioned with church and religion. People at the top of their field, from students at premier schools to Broadway stars to news anchors, Wall Street executives, pastry chefs, fashion design students. Like the spectrum was wide. And something began to happen in that space. We weren't following a program. We weren't running a curriculum. We weren't doing it the right way by anyone's rule books. We just moved in love and we moved in compassion. We made room for the presence of God. We were childlike and hungry for a reality and a power we hadn't seen. And that risky move, that small, ordinary, love-fueled risk, became a movement. Yep, it sure did. Hundreds of people whose trauma was touched and healed at the core. And we probably even never used that word. We probably never even said the word trauma. It wasn't as popular back then as it is now. But thousands of people, literally, I'm not kidding y'all. Some of you were there. You know. Thousands of people from around the world became part of something in New York City that none of us planned. Men and women began seeing themselves through the lens of love. And it's like that steel lid called impossible wasn't there anymore. And every day brought a story with a new miraculous moment. Truly. And what happened is we realized that when we weren't just waiting for a miracle, we realized this action was our new normal. These stories that would happen every day were actually supposed to be the normal. I didn't engineer it, y'all. I just said yes to love. I said yes to love. And kind of beneath the noise, I want to ask a question, and I want you to sit with it. Beneath the noise, beneath the headlines, beneath the hum of anxiety and the weight of everything you're carrying right now, is there a move waiting for you? A risk? A new direction? A conversation maybe you've been afraid to have? A thing that you've been afraid to start, maybe? A relationship? A career? A version of yourself that you haven't let out yet? I really felt this week that I needed to kind of Drop some breadcrumbs along the way, because some of you may be feeling like, dang, did she just say that? I've been looking for confirmation. I've been looking for signs. I'm just throwing it out there. What I know is that if love can't fail, then you can't fail. I will not be deterred in what I think about that. This is not a motivational line, y'all. This is foundation. This is why we come back here every week. This is what you're going to get every week. This is what we do here. Whether there's 2 people here, 20 people here, 200 people here, it's always going to be about this, about you and your relationship with love that cannot fail. Because if I can remind you, put you back together with who you actually are underneath the fear, then this encounter doesn't stay on this Zoom. It follows you into your Monday, into your Tuesday, into your Wednesday, right? Into your relationships, into your marriage, into your family, into your friendships, into your careers, into your job, into the risks you were made to take. Yeah. That is what this is for. That is why we have Encounter each week. I'm going to be here every Saturday with you, for you, reminding you that love can't fail. Reminding you that love is more than just what you say and do. Love is who you are. So let me ask just a few things. Let these land. When was the last time you felt genuinely spacious inside? Not numb, not distracted, but actually wide. When was the last time you created something, a thought, a meal, a conversation, a solution from a place that actually felt like possibility instead of panic? And when was the last time you sat with someone? Like I said, some of you may be like, yeah, I do that every day. I do that every day. Awesome. When was the last time you sat with someone, really sat with them, without quietly measuring them against what they should be doing or saying or feeling right now? Can we meet them with this kind of love? These aren't trick questions. They're just breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs is the word for the day. I don't think I've ever used that word, but it just kept coming up this week. But it's leading us back to something we already know. Leading us back to home base, where our reality of love is established and embodied. That's the kicker. Oh, man. And so let's just do something together. I want to take us somewhere for a moment. So just kind of breathe out. If you're sitting, feel the chair or the couch, the stool beneath you. Just feel it. If you're laying down, feel whatever is holding you. Feel your bed just holding you. Just notice it. If your feet are on the ground or if they're tucked up under you, just feel the ground, but just feel what your feet are touching. Actually feel it. Something is holding you right now. Something solid. Something that doesn't need you to perform or produce or figure anything out. It's just holding you. And I want you to notice in this moment, you are supported. Just notice that. You're here. You're enough. Your nervous system has been working so hard, scanning, watching, protecting. And it does this because it's its job, right? It's looking for the signal that it's safe to stop bracing and scanning, right? And love is that signal, y'all. Love is what your nervous system has been waiting for. So just feel it. Just take a breath. Feel the chair. Feel the bed. Feel the ground. I'm letting you know you're supported. You're safe. Love is what your nervous system has been waiting for. Not a feeling that comes and goes. Not something you earn or lose depending on what's happening out there. Can you just hear me right now? Can you let your body, I always say, your body doesn't just hear with your ears. Your body, your whole being is listening and it's keeping score, right? It's paying attention. So hear me now. Hear me. Love is who you are underneath all the noise. You are here. You're supported. You are safe. You are enough. Does that feel so good? Did you feel your shoulders drop even a little bit? Did you just feel a sense of, thank you, inside? I did. Even as I was just saying it. So before we do anything else, I want to ask a question that I asked you last week. And I want you to just let this question land. I'm probably going to do this every week because it's really important. You don't have to answer this out loud. But here's a question that I ask myself every single day. Could you allow yourself to be exactly as you are right now? Maybe you're judging everything in the world around you. Maybe you think you have to hold it together. Maybe who you think you have to be is not who you are. Maybe you're thinking all that. Maybe you're thinking, I always have to have the right answer. Maybe you're working to be a better version of yourself. Maybe you don't feel spacious inside. It's okay. Hear me. It's okay. But I ask you again, in this moment, could you allow yourself to be exactly as you are right now? Without keeping score and remembering everything you didn't get to this week, without feeling the weight of not quite measuring up, could you allow yourself to be exactly as you are right now? Y'all, this is game changer stuff. When we can in one moment go, okay, it doesn't mean that you're saying you're never going to change or you're never going to transform or get better. But when we have this constant stress on ourselves to be better, to work, to strive, to fix, our nervous system is constantly bracing, scanning. Could you be here right now in the middle of the swirl of war, trauma, rage, politics, what else? Financial uncertainty, physical frustration, everyone pulling on you to pick a side. Could you allow yourself to be exactly as you are right now? Just you, right now, here, exactly as you are. Big deal. Because here's something I've been sitting with this week. My dad did good. He makes me tea every morning, y'all. I have a good daddy. Shout out to Papa Jim on the call today. Fear contracts and makes the space inside of you feel very small. Fear would cause you to not be able to answer that question. Could you allow yourself to be exactly as you are right now? Fear keeps everything. When we're afraid, we get small, we get narrow, we hide, we get real certain. Certain judgment comes in. We know who's wrong. We're locked into what's right. We know what needs to happen right now. We know who's to blame. You know what I'm talking about, right? And it can feel like clarity, right? Like we're finally seeing things clearly, but that narrowness, that certainty, that's not clarity. That's a contracted nervous system doing its best to keep us safe. And from that contracted place, y'all, we can't create. We can only react. We scroll. We argue. We catastrophize. Is that a word? I think so. If not, you're welcome. We look for confirmation that yes, the world is exactly as terrible as we feared. And we find it because we're looking for it. But there's a reason that does not feel good. It doesn't bring peace. It doesn't bring love. Because love doesn't contract, y'all. Love doesn't keep you bracing. Love expands. Love doesn't narrow. Love widens the room. And here's the thing, love is not what you say when things are good. Love is not what you do when it's convenient. Love is not a response to only the right circumstances. Love creates perspective that allows you to see things you have never seen before. In the world around you, in your friends, in your enemies, in yourself. Why are we talking about this? So I want you to remember in the middle of the week, it's Saturday morning right now, in the middle of the week, I want you to remember that you are enough right now. You don't have to wait to be a little bit better, to have a little bit more money, to lose a few more pounds, to have your business all figured out, have your career rocking. You're enough right now, exactly as you are. Love is who you are, and love cannot fail. It's not arriving from somewhere outside of you. Love is not just waiting till you get your act together to show up. Love is who you are. It's not a reward for getting through the hard thing. It's not waiting until the war is over, or the news calms down, or the world makes sense again. It's already inside of you. It's underneath the fear. It's underneath the scrolling. It's underneath the judgment. You are not broken by what's happening out there. You're not at the mercy of it, y'all. This is a big deal. You, who were made in the image of God, of love, the creator of the universe made you in his image, which says to me, if God is love, Daniel is love. Come on. Yeah. You, every one of you are the person of love. It's never been outside of you, and love is not small. Y'all, there's a space that love opens. I want to talk about just what happens when you actually come home to that. Come home. So when I say come home, I mean come home to knowing your loveness. How about that? That's a word. There you go. You're welcome. Come home to your beingness as love, right? When you stop fighting the chaos out there and you come back right here, right now, to this ground, to this body, to this chair, to this bed, to this love that is already who you are, something shifts. The space gets wide. You can think. You can feel. You can see the person in front of you. Really see them. Not as someone who's getting it wrong, but as someone who's also trying to find their way home. And you can see you, really see you without judgment. And y'all, from a wide space, you create instead of react. We talked about this. You respond instead of recoil. You become someone the world around you can feel, not because you said all the right things, but because you are carrying something steady. Oh, yeah. And that steadiness, it's not something you have to manufacture. It's not a discipline that requires you to be better than you are right now. This life of love is meant to be effortless. Woo. Not because it's always easy, but because it's not foreign to you. You're not learning to be something you are not. What we're doing today is remembering ourselves to our original design, coming back together, coming home to our awareness as love, not just of love, as love. So I want to give you something you can carry with you this week because the chaos isn't going anywhere, probably. The news cycle will keep cycling, The rabbit holes will still be there, offering you that weird comfort that's really more than anxiety in a convincing disguise. So here's your anchor. Here's your anchor. Anytime this week that you feel yourself contracting, getting small, getting certain, getting pulled under, I want you to do this. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel what's holding you and say, even just to yourself, even just a whisper, I am not at the mercy of this. Y'all, I'm telling you, I do this all week long. If I ever feel any kind of bracing or tension or smallness, I will pause. Nobody knows. I don't make a big, excuse me, y'all, why I step into this somatic love thing that I do. No. I just will pause everything. Even if I'm with people, they don't even know. I will probably close my eyes, sometimes not. I will feel the chair. I will feel the ground. I will feel wherever I am. And I will just let myself know you're safe. You're held. I am not at the mercy of this. Not at the mercy of this. Love is who I am. And love is not small. And love cannot fail. That's it. That's the whole thing. It's miraculous. You don't have to fix the world in this moment. It's 10:40 where I am, 11:40 where some of you are. Other people, it's like 12 hours later or earlier. I don't even know. But right now in this moment, you don't have to fix the world. You don't have to fix the upcoming problems that are around the corner. You don't have to have the right opinion. You don't have to be further along than you are. I'm just inviting you to come home. And home is always available. It was never outside of you. It costs you nothing because it's who you are. This has been a lot on purpose. I'm just throwing as much love as I can on the wall so that as much love will just stick. And you're going to remember these tiny little sound bites you've gotten from me. Plus, this will be on YouTube and you can watch it again. But before we go, I want to just take a moment, not to wrap things up neatly, not to give you a to-do list, but just to say something true. This room, this little Zoom room on a Saturday morning is not an accident. You didn't stumble in here. Something in you said yes to this. And I don't take that lightly. Nope, I do not. I know some of you are carrying things I don't know about. Hard things, heavy things, things you haven't even said out loud to anyone, and you still showed up. That is love in motion. That's who you are. I want you to know something, and I mean this for every single person in this room. This is not just for today, but it's for where you are in life right now. Again, you're not here by accident. You're not too late. You are not too far gone. And you're not alone. And listen, I'm going to speak everybody's name here. Hear it from this realm of love because your name matters. You matter. And I want you to hear it not as a roll call, but as a reminder that you are known and you are seen. Daniel, Vicky, Mary, Kyla, Adrian, Jim, Christine, Chris, Aaron. You are not alone. You matter. And for you to be able to say this week, I accept me exactly as I am, I want you to know I accept you exactly as you are. And the frequency of love that you carry is not just in the little room where you are. I'm in my little podcast room, but it's going around the world. And this intention of love that we've come here together, Vicky, You're a long ways away, but yet you're here. Kyla is not that far away, but you're here. We're here in this together because love has no boundaries. Feel the ground beneath you again. You're supported. You're held. You are here. And wherever you go, when you close this window out, into your afternoon, into your week, or whatever is waiting for you, take this with you. Love cannot fail, which means you cannot fail. That's it. Not because everything will be easy, because of who you are. Obviously, this is not a meeting. It's not a sermon. This is an experience of love, and love is who you are. Hey, before you go, I just want to mention something really quick. If you've been here a few weeks and something's stirring in you, maybe you came to some of the Stop the Body War masterclasses. If you're feeling like you want to go deeper in this, I'm getting ready to open my next group. I'm mentioning this because we're going to open in a few weeks. You Are Not Broken. 9-week container where you stop performing who you are and remember who you've always been. Where the fear that's been running the show finally meets something stronger. Where you stop trying to earn what was already yours, right? It's intentionally small group and there's still room. So if you're curious, I would love to tell you about it. Just put it here in the comments and book a call with me. Actually, here, I'll put the, if you want to book a call with me just to hear more about it, I'd love to talk to you. It'd be great. That's it, y'all. Come back next week. Come back, bring somebody that needs to have an encounter with love. Beautiful humans. This was a deep love. I took us deep today, right? Come back Saturday, invite somebody. The link is yours. It's a standing invitation. Y'all, please share this link. And here, if you're sharing it with somebody, you can give them the Zoom. That's totally fine. Just give the Zoom away. Don't put it just live on the internet. But if you give people the stopthebodywar.com and they sign up once, then they'll get the reminder. It helps them help you get a reminder on Friday. You guys probably all got that. But share this. Thank you for being here. It genuinely matters that you showed up. All right, y'all. I love you. This is I love you in sign language if you didn't know it. I love you. Have the best day ever. I'll see you back here next Saturday.